trying.
Get that ice cream in the margarita there. You want to see a painting of that.
Without. Okay, well, little lapel mic. Hope it works. It has been working, so kind of thinking it will work. I'll be moving the easel around today, kind of like this, and up and down. I've got a fancy light above that works off a remote that I can use whenever I want to, but largely I can increase the light. This is a great little gadget if you're doing demos in a gallery or something. You can just adjust it cool or white. It really doesn't matter, whatever you need. In this case I want it cooler and lighter. Now I'm not going to be, this is the second session of 1356 and it's been named ZENFULL. Basically there's a koi painting behind it. It was started yesterday in Sewing and Paint. Kind of late in the day, maybe 1:30. Maybe we had about an hour to do this, and the team kind of was watching. So what we're going to do with this is at the end of each day I'm going to post this video on YouTube. This will be the second session. There was no video on the first section, and the reason I did just the background, normally I wouldn't do the background first, but in this case I did, because it's not really important. The important parts of it are really going to be this and then merging it in. But I did get a lot of it in because I knew we weren't going to video it, and it may even change by the end of it. You know, it's hard to say. I think the camera's in focus. We have a new camera. I'm using references down here, and I'm so wired up. Hope that this shows in the camera, but these are all photographs that I took a couple of years ago of some peonies from the backyard. This is Maymont. I've kind of modified that in Photoshop, but the truth of the matter is I want that to be a background for this here floral. And this is kind of a crude setup. This is kind of after actually the flowers really had gone, and there's another painting that was done from this. But I decided I liked the composition of this, and I liked the painting behind it. So this time I'm going to do it deliberately. So this little thing will move around a bit rather easily. And I'll get rid of the overhead light here shortly. It's kind of, well, it's early in the morning, but the sun's going to take a while to come up. And that'll be alright. Maybe I'll start painting here, but if I do, I'm going to start up in this area here. And I think I already said I was too lazy to take all these photographs and push them into my iPad. I just didn't feel like doing it. Much easier for me to handle this way. So, we're going to kind of get going. I'm going to take this off and start another clip here in a minute. Well, time to start. Got the music low. I'm not going to pay attention to the market today. I don't think, because it's going up. No reason. The market's going up. There's no reason to pay attention to it. Duh. Well, anyway, I've got Pandora a bit low in the background, and when you first start, it's a little bit rough, let's say. Takes a little bit to get going. And so I'm going to kind of play with this right there. And gosh, let's see. Well, it's way up there, isn't it? Get some blues. Thought I had set all these colors out in advance, but I guess I didn't. So there'll be some editing. I'm using Williamsburg's French ultramarine blue. That's what I just put down. And I'll put it over here on the thing. And I'm going to create some background. I need some mud is what I need. I'm using 2 whites. Take my glasses off for now because the light's not so great in here. I guess I'm not going to use it's this one I want to use. Alright, so I'll just shuffle these, I think. I'm going to create a little bit of shadow there for it. And I'll come back to it. Maybe, or maybe I'll just continue. I'm not sure. Add some light to that. Maybe I start to get some shapes in there. So basically I'm getting the overall shape of this one. So now I'll go into there and kind of go up into the green. The green's a little bit wet, so that's good. It's mixing in with it, so I'm getting a little benefit from what was done yesterday. There's some nice stuff in there. Alright. And then anything like that I can shape back in later. So that's kind of number 1. Let's see, this is a pretty big painting, so I could probably make it bigger. I'll come back in and increase the size of that a bit. Yeah, it's better. So I'm just kind of scooting around. Pandora's in the background. I don't know whether I get into copyright nonsense or not. That may end up in the final video and it may not. A little bit of Naples yellow into my white because I want to warm the white up. I'm kind of compensating a little bit for the light that I don't have quite yet. Now, so that's getting a little better. Alright, I'm going to come over and kind of get this now that I've got a little bit of, I want to go into that, so I'm hoping that it's going to blend a little bit. And it is. So again, I'll make that fairly large as opposed to the, so you might call this a block-in, although I'm not going to go too deep into all of these others. I'm going to focus on a section, try to get it as good as I can for this second session. A little more of this. Nice thing about it, the palette is truly in sync. I do love that. That made quite a difference. I tried it initially to do it and line it back up when it wasn't, and boy, was that hard. In fact, it was almost impossible. Yeah, there you so I'm getting kind of in the feel of it now. So let's see, there's a nice little thing there, a little separation there, but this is a big deal through here. So what I'm going to do is gather up all the stuff that I was doing over here and just kind of get it, make some more of it, I guess. A little bit of that, a little of that. That may give me enough. And I'm just going to go into there, and I'm going to kind of swish around again, but I'm going to kind of, see, that's, I didn't use a fast drying white yesterday, kind of deliberately, because the alkali white that I normally use from Winsor & Newton would have dried pretty quickly, certainly by the day. And so this is kind of a light application. I'm going to come up here because this might, yeah, that's alright. Get a little bit of shape there to it. Comes out like that. And I think I'm just going to go all the way down on this and see what I can get going here. Take a little pink into this, like down through here. I just want some pink, and I think you can see it. And connect it up to there. And there's all kinds of nice things that happen there. Just grab up all this now. Fairly light, so I'm just going to go in to get my white colors, and maybe I'll put a little of that in it, maybe a little yellow, not sure why. And like the last one, I don't particularly like leaves on these things, although the more you do them, the better you get at it. Coming through here, and as y'all know, I don't use turpentine or anything like that to clean my brushes. I pretty much use this process right here. Pull paint, go like this, and I can go there and get some pretty clean color. And I just continue to do that all the way through it. See, so it's coming out. Some nice shapes there. Get that. And there's another one there. That's a nice sweep kind of a thing. There's some stuff there like that. That there. At some point they'll all make sense. There's a movement through here of light and shadow, and I'm just kind of going with it. I'm not used to talking in the morning that much. Any other time, much during the day. So my voice might be a little foggy, crackly, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm getting into it, I think, so I'm pretty happy the way it's going. A little bit of yellow. There's big skylights up over me, and they'll start to show up here shortly when the sun comes up. And I think I've kind of got that in place. That's there, so I'm going to take some blue. French ultramarine is nice because it's got more red in it, and it doesn't have a tendency when you put maple jello into it to go put some more blue or red into it, go green, which I don't want it to do. But I got some dark ones down there that I can see that I just really want to emphasize. And the same as here. There's that dark through there, and some through there, through there. And that'll get darker too as it goes. And there's some there, right up to there. And let's see what we got up here. Since I didn't have any of this color initially, I think I'll put some of it in. Because these are up high into the atmosphere. There's a really, really white one, and that's primarily from the, so I'll just kind of ease that off a bit. Alright, cover up some stuff there. Okay, so now the painting's going to show through a lot through here. It'll get dark because we're going to be picking up the leaves. There aren't many leaves this way, which is kind of nice. Maybe one of the reasons why I actually selected this particular one, this painting, or this reference, because it's fairly wide open. So I think I'm going to put this in. And what I'm going to do first is make sure I can get anything off of this that I want. I don't really want it to go in there, so there we go. Kind of messy. And go like this, get things clean. Go back. Alright, so any shadows, I'm going to get it this way. Kind of clean the palette a bit. There's some blue iris in this. Let's just say that the flower might go back beyond there. Just a little something there. This is a good way to kind of start working in edges and then go around like that. That really worked. I got another one kind of over here, so I'm kind of just using this pink lavender kind of color just to kind of move into the background painting. Something like that way. And the question is whether I'm going to put that in there, and I might, because I kind of like them. And so what I think I'll do is, so I don't forget that I thought maybe I would. My age of forget. So these are kind of wiggly shapes. But it could bring the color up that way, and around over there. So I could have that purple, and then it moves into the green, and then I'll have some darks up there. In this area I can have the dark purples and stuff, so I'll just kind of catch some holidays, as I call them, before I go too far. Because if I do get something right, I don't want to have to go back in there and start to touch it up. Like up through there, you know, things like that, simple little stuff. Housekeeping, you might say. That's a koi up here, and a lot of red. I was not mixing my paint or mediums into it. I was pretty much using a lot of these colors just pure. And so some of these things, like the alizarin crimson, takes a long time to dry, but that's good because it allows me to move it around the following day. going to step back and look at it. This will be one clip. That there. And hopefully you're able to see everything that I did down here, because I wasn't paying too much attention about bringing it up. I haven't been used to bringing it up. Put that there. Well, I'm back again. I had to watch that clip to make sure that there was nothing really wrong with it, because I learned my lesson. You can run one of these clips for 20 or 30 minutes and then realize the thing is out of focus or something. And so you waste time. So I'm going to kind of clean this up a bit and get back into it. I like the way it's going so far. I'll try to speak a little louder. There we go. Okay, let's see. I don't know whether that's set up any or not, but let's just check it out. I think I'll just come back up in a minute. Just try some deliberate moves. Yeah, it's kind of set up. And they like those little jagged edges. And it's all going into a center point. And another one comes out, and then nice little one there. A little more paint. There's a lot of twistings that you do with these things. And let's see, another one there that's kind of twisted up. A little more noise there. Then there's a side piece, one that comes like that. And let's see, I think we got a little bit this way, and a little that way, and maybe one there. These can be reshaped when it gets to the outside, and the light is hitting there. I thought y'all might like to see the reference closer than on the side, and that's kind of working pretty well here. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with that. I don't expect anything to be perfect on this go around here. Shape that in. Now, back to this. Well, add some more white. So this here is the titanium white by Williamsburg. And this is the alkali. So today I'm mixing them up a bit. Helps that color dry a little faster. Now I've got control of the painting in the studio for the rest of the time. I don't want to get into that one. I almost ended up with the wrong reference. And there's that. So kind of got that now. And this, some shapes that kind of like that. And there's a nice shape right there. And this time I didn't really add anything into the white. I'm just relying on what's already there. The filbert brush is better for making these flowers at this point. I'm going to get a lot there. And then there's one going that way. So I'll take that into that. Create some. And then there's some petals that come out this way. A nice big one, and then it starts to merge into this other stuff. Okay. Now this is going to help move all of this over this way. And I need some more neomegalith. Nice and clean. I'll just put that there. Since I'm going to want to come in with pure white, or close to it anyway. If I can get this done in one go, I even like that better. But it's hard to say. You just never do know about this stuff. And I'll go over here and get my white going in a different little pile. A little more. Okay. So I'm kind of getting the back shape of it in play. I know that this is all white for the most part. Almost blinding white. Didn't need to get that pink in there, but that's alright. Just means it'll go into a... There we go. I want to get a nice shape going there. So again, I'm just using pure white. There, it goes like that. And I don't know whether I want to take it all out of the canvas or not. I may before it's over. And I'm going to gather up, and I'm going to take some yellow this time. Take a lot of yellow actually. And I'm going to hit the side like this. And it'll pay off later. Especially when I want to do some of the stuff that I do with light. Like, I think there's a big flower right there. In fact, there is. Just kind of put it in there so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Okay, now I'll come back in and see if I can't put some texture in there that works. So largely I'm doing an overpainting on wet and wet. The neomegalith allows that to happen rather well. I got that. Okay, it comes into this area right here. Actually, it looks like there's two of them here. Didn't realize that, but there are two flowers there. Okay, I like that. I'll make that happen. Take that out and create some shadow around that. I'll just go back in here and get some of that I had. And I think I'm just going to put some shadows there. So that you'll be able to see that that's separate. And there were already some shadows back into here that I want to get. Don't know exactly what they are yet because I can't quite tell. Don't have my glasses on. Okay, so that's one there, and then the iris starts. Okay. And we'll take this, all this paint here, put it into one pile. Kind of mix it all up. Give me a nice little taupe. And I'm going to put some of that right in here. There's two of them here again, I think, too, as well. I'm not really sure of that. And I can put in this one. Just put in the shadow part of it, how it breaks into the painting. Comes around and starts to go that way. So I can play with that a little bit later. And is there anything in here? I can take this paint. Okay. Take all of this. This will give me a little texture here. In this area here, I've got some stuff to happen here. I could get some texture. I've also got a little bit of red. So like this. And actually it goes down. There's quite much of it. It's there. There's a little there. I'll go get some more of that. This actually looks pretty good from the clip that has been done already. And I'm going to add that red because it's redder. The more you get other colors in, the more you see. But there's some things in there that you didn't quite pick up the first time. And it's all through there and goes down that way, so that's good. I'm going to blue that up a bit. That's better. Let's see. Nonsense there. There. And right up in there. Interestingly enough, it comes up through here. And I put a good dose of it because I want to blend it in a bit. Alright. And it comes that way. And then I'm going to overpaint that little area. Okay, there's nothing else that would happen in that. The rest of this gets into background in green. So I'm going to break again so this clip doesn't get too long. Watch it, come back and paint. Yeah, this clip was alright. A little overexposed maybe. Kind of hard to tell. I think I'm going to go into green. Do a little of that. So this is green oxide. And I think I'll add a little of the blue. Just to, not sure it'll have a whole lot of effect on it, but it might. And like all of this stuff, I just kind of really do it by shapes. If I see it, I kind of put it in there. Right now I'm just going to make them all one color, sort of. And as they get refined, they will come out. And others will show up that I didn't see the first time. I don't know if I'm in the camera or not, but I think I'll lift this up. The sun is out, and my studio is pretty bright. Got some there. There's kind of one coming this way. Go get some more. Just make up some more. And there's kind of one going this way. And some just noise. Kind of get roughly start drawing in the stems. They'll probably be redrawn. And shape there. I'll come back over here because this is really where I'm working. There's another one there. It's kind of halfway behind. And now let's put this thing down. This is more of an eye. There's just all kinds of them coming out of here. Back here, it's just a little more. Some of this and some of the blue. Here, you want to have the paint flowing really nice. You don't want it hanging up or anything like that. This has got a deal like that, and some more leaves this way. They're quite complicated in there. And I don't have my glasses on, which kind of helps keep things simple. This one, that thing is like that. There's some dark in there. Getting part of this. I have to fake this. I'm just going to put that like that. One coming that way. And a lot of background stuff in there. And we got that. Thank God it's not going that way. And let's see. There's one going that way though. It might be too early to put this in, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. And then there's one there, or something there anyway. I'm not sure exactly what it is. And this. It's always interesting after you start getting some of them in, you start to see the other ones. But the first go around is kind of chaotic. There's one there. I think I'll just add a little bit of yellow to that. Because we're starting to get into light over here, light up here. I'm going to put some right there. Be some stuff that's going to go on in there. The other painting, or the painting in the background, will come through on that. So I think I'm going to put the dark in here, which means I'm going to get a different blue. Clean my brush. Let's go this way, I guess. Now I'm putting ultramarine blue, and this again is a Williamsburg color. I'll leave it out here now. Throw this out. I'll pick it up again. Alright. Yeah. Do it right there. And take that blue into the red. Move this back a little bit. I think I'll just take that into the green. No point not doing it. So I'll get rid of the green at the same time. So right here, there's separation. Put some more blue in it. And I don't know. Put some there. Let's see, I'm going to go up into here. I'm going to go into there. And I'm going to go there. And then next session I can come in and adjust some of this stuff. I'm not going to worry so much about what it's doing with the peonies, because I have more work to do on those, and I'll shape those up as I go. And that dark could be part of the painting behind. And I can get rid of all the paint that's on my palette. Shade. So I'm just kind of I'm just kind of outlining like I used to do in school. And let's see, there's some really darks in here, so I'm going to really put that in full force. I may never touch it again, but it goes into there, which starts to move into the blue. I put a lot of blue in it, in there. And it kind of comes into this over here, you see, which is up over here. So I'm moving a color movement through this thing currently. And I kind of get any little holidays and kind of merged in a bit. And let's see, that'll be dark there for sure. It's the top of the vase. And then I'm going to go get the reference just for the heck of it. Because up here it's dark. And I want to carry this up into that area. So it's there. And so I'm just going to kind of put the shapes in. Darken there and the stuff come down a bit. And let's see, I've got some right there. See, it's kind of right there. So I'm just going to darken that up a bit. Let's see what happens. And then we've got that, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. This fish is really quite dark. I wasn't able to do that quite the way I wanted to yesterday because it was kind of moving fast. And we were ready to go to margaritas. Or I was, I'm not sure they were. But I know when I get tired, it's time to quit. Break up those edges a bit and bring them up this over that way. And that to there. So it's not so bad, is it? We'll gather up all this paint. And put it in here somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. But let's see, these are going to be the blue flowers. I'll run this through. That's okay. I think I'll hit a little bit there. And I'll hit a little bit there. So that those white flowers will kind of stand out and not be out of balance. This stuff happens in here. Happens in there too, so. And let's get back to our goes there. Let's see if there's anything up here I could deal with. Not really. Maybe there. I think I'm going to take a little white into what I got in my brush and kind of go into this right there. I'm going to separate, bring the background, and do a little bit of shaping, but not much. And add some more white, some more lavender, because that's how I made it originally. There we we go, back to the original color now. And there, normally would wait a bit to do this, but it seems like I've got the right color, so I will improve it. Let's see. Alright. And it comes around this way. And there's that thing that I didn't know what it was, and I still don't. I'm going to break that edge there like that. And this is going to define that. Okay. Kind of works. And I think we can take that color off into there a little bit. Just to get rid of the holidays more than anything. Don't like those darn things. Unless I can help it. Alright, let's see what we got over here. If there's anything we can do. Well, the walls in this place are kind of gray. So I could start to just take that paint right there and put that there. I don't really know where that's going to end, so I really shouldn't do too much. And I've got a white flower, or white fish there, so I might just go ahead and put that in, since I'm on a roll here. I think I'll just kind of, this is the algae was really heavy on the pond that day. So I'm going to kind of cover it. And then this little puppy gets like this. Go a little darker. And cut this back. I think I could be darker on this, so I'm going to make it darker. A little bit of that, a little bit of that, and make it darker. Lots darker. Okay. I understand. And there we go. Kind of not a very pretty shape anymore for that flower, but it will get back there. And let's see, I'll put some there. And let's see, dum. Get one that way. Okay. And then I could do a few things like this just for the heck of it. There's some shapes there. Just go, well, it's not there in the right reference, but that's okay. Alright. Clean that up pretty good. Back into the white. I just gotta go pure. Because it's a white and blue fish. And I just gotta put a mark right there. And I'm gonna play with it just a little bit. It's coming through the water. And then it's gonna go to pink. So I'm gonna take pink into my brush, Neo, and I'm going to kind of match up that color a bit and put a mark there. Kind of goes into there. May confuse the issue there, but maybe in the end it won't. And if it does, I'll take it out. And that should kind of do it. Going to get the white. I'm just going to take it out like that. Yeah, that works. And let's see if there's any other place I can kind of use this coloring. Got this seaweed, or, well, algae really, all over the place, and I might come in and put it in there. Just like that. That'll balance and bring the white over this way. And that might just work. Take a little of this, a little of that, and go on into this thing. And because it's got a somewhat of a gold edge, I'm going to kind of pre-do this a little bit. A lot of it may just get painted over in the end, I'm not sure about that, but and right there is a bunch of stuff. And I'm going to kind of go there a bit, and that comes up and around. I think I'm just going to emphasize that a bit because I didn't really notice it as it was going, but it does kind of work. And up here, if I need to balance this thing out, I can run some more yellows up in here through here too. Alright. Okay. Time to break. I want to leave some for the third session, so this won't be the end of this one, I don't think, but maybe. I'm going to bring this up so we can see it a little bit more. Like a paint on me. Yeah, a little bit. But I am liking the way it's coming together. I know everybody was kind of wondering what was going to happen there because initially it looked like it was just a strange composition, but the reality of it is this is going to balance this, and that has got activity in it. And so let's go back and take a look at it at 30 feet. At 30 feet it looks pretty good. There's stuff in this that might. I'll close this window over here because I was getting a lot of glare in this part, but I think I can fix it in post. I'm going to break this up a little bit with my palette knife. And I'm a little concerned about right there, but I think I can fix that. And I don't know how I got this, but I'm going to kind of fix it. There we go. And I'm getting a lot of lines going that way, or designs going that way, so I need something to counter it this way. But maybe I'll leave that for tomorrow. I've got quite a pile on my palette, so I don't think that this will last until tomorrow. I don't know that it can be used in this thing, but it might be. I'll just check and see if I can use this in any way, shape, or form. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure it has any value. Yeah, maybe there. Kind of carries that taupe going through there. I guess it really hurts because I have to put a platform under this. I was going to have the painting go down to about here and do a frame, but I'm not so sure about how I'm going to do this frame. I'm just going to put that there. I'm not sure I want a frame showing in this thing. But one way to check things if they're in line is go like this. And I'm kind of thinking maybe for some shadows it might be alright. I can kind of clean up my stuff here. Maybe I can use it. Maybe not. Well, it's a different color, isn't it? And that might have some value. Might have some value. I'm not sure what this thing is sitting on. Normally it's always sitting on a table, but I'm afraid that's up in the air here right now. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take this all, throw it on here. It's going to be in some kind of shadow. Let's take rid of this thing. So I think it just might create some nonsense there. Maybe I'll get rid of the junk. And sometimes it gives me some nice effects, so that's good. Take it right down to the edge. I can also put it on the sides, which is something I do a lot at the end of the session. And I'm going to shadow this. Actually, they're apples. And I was trying to be creative. Not sure what I was doing that day. I think I'll just maybe put some dark down here so that the eye comes down and refine it a little bit later. And put that in there. Maybe it just has to go all the way or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. And I'm definitely going to darken that. And I'm going to have to start to do something here to bring this face out. Decide what that's going to be. But I think I'm finished for the day. I want to check and see if that helped. I've never let that window open before. That's the first time I did that. It looked alright on the camera, but I'm not so sure. I'm going to darken this up a bit. Get that thing going. A counter. Maybe I'll just do a counter fish that way. There's a way to solve stuff. Lots of times they're one's under the other. And I think I'll just do that. And that just kind of leads me down to this guy. And I'm not going to go too far on the fish today, because I'm kind of tired now. It's been going on for an hour or so. Maybe a little longer, actually. So that would kind of make that interesting down there, maybe. Let's break it up a bit. And there'll be a shadow there, I think. And probably down through there. And some light right there. And something I don't like in this thing. Okay. I think that's a wrap for the day.